All right. What's going on, guys? Okay, so it is a pretty slow day in the market. Let's go ahead and get the screen up here. Bum, 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 bum. Let's get some music. Music. We need to vary it up. We need to find some new tunes. All right, so got some music up. Let's see. So it's been a kind of a weird day. I've been struggling a little bit today. Mainly, a lot of that's because okay, so we had this market turnover. I gratefully I didn't get caught in this kind of thing, but we had this rip up sort of here like near the open, and then we fell down, kind of putting in this ABCD pattern. But we're coming back and forth on this right here the view up. It's almost like it can't decide whether or not it wants to be bullish or bearish, and the volume is way down today. I was trading stocks earlier, and it's just like a lot of things that should have broken just wouldn't because like we're just running into really heavy resistance while at the same time getting all that buying power. So it was just the market didn't know which way it wanted to go, and it still doesn't seem like it knows which way it wants to go today. I guess it makes sense. We've got everything from inflation numbers and FOMC meeting and everything else coming out next week. Amazon earnings, a bunch of other news happening next week. So it could just be people are just kind of hanging out on the sidelines. You can see we're down $1,370 in Thinkorswim today. Not huge, but still sizable. I'm trying to be very. I think at this point I'm going to be very cautious about how I'm trading. So you can see this thing's come up here. It broke through the volume weighted average price and just failed. Like I mean, you see it came up, kind of bounced off the view app, came down, tested the view up again, came back up, and then just fell right back down. It's not common, not normal movement. Um, and then we came down right around this support level here, came back up, tested this volume weighted average price again, kind of wicked through it, but not broke through it, just kind of wicked through. And then now we're getting a rejection again on the view app. So keeps kind of teasing us, being like, it's gonna be bullish, psych, and then same thing, we're gonna be bearish, psych. And so it's really just a lot of fake outs in every direction right now. Although I will say this, the 50 here that was at this point that was riding around the 200, the 50 here is creating some divergence. You can see this gap here between the 200 and the 50 is kind of increasing. So that's indicating a little bit more on the bearish side. But you can see, even right now, like we had this little bit of pullback off of the volume weighted average price, and we're getting buying pressure coming in, and the TTM is showing us an indication of potential turnaround. So it really is just in a space right now where it's almost too close to the view app to want to trade it, which is not common for me, but that's where we're at. So hopefully we'll be able to get some trades today. I'm hesitant to trade in the evaluation today just because of how weird this movement is. It's you see it's not picking a direction either way. I was trying to get some scalps, and that's kind of how this stuff happened. I also was looking to right in here. I was looking to take a view up bounce trade, and it just didn't get it, and it rejected pretty hard. So I took a few L's in here in this area, and took an L right here on this larger one. Not the whole wick. I cut it before it got too bad, but still, it's a really weird day. We are getting some higher highs or higher lows, I should say. So we got this low down here. I think I can make little circles. We got this low right here. Well, not what I wanted. Why are you gonna zoom in like that? All right, so we have this low. Heck with it. All Anyway, we got a low there. We got a low here, which is almost the same level. And now this other low is coming in right around here, which you can see there was some support in this side, on this side of that trade as well. So this area here could end up being some support and kind of closing that gap. But in all honesty, I think that we're moving towards a bearish trend a little bit. So it's very difficult to tell, but as I'm looking at this, I'm seeing the divergence happen between the 50 and the 200. We're below the volume weighted average price. I'm seeing the 12 over the 9. I'm seeing the 35 cross under the 26. This is all indication of bearish movement, and the TTM, we've got this going redder and redder. So I might take a short position here and just see if we can get 20 ticks out of this. And of course, as soon as I do, we're getting that rip back up, and that's kind of sizable. Yeah, wow, look at that. See, the market just doesn't know what direction it wants to go today, and that's probably my fault. I should have not taken that short. Got to cut it. But now we're down close to $2,000 on the day. So, and this is probably just shorts covering, honestly. So really what likely happened is shorts covered here, got this green candle surge. It came up, hit the view up. People went short right here at the view up. And then this is people covering. That's where we're getting that green candle surge. And take another short. This possible crossover here thing, like that's the thing that makes me think more bullish. And then we're getting TTM as well, kind of switching towards the bullish trend. What a day. A little bit of green. Getting a turnaround here. You can see it doesn't know which direction it wants to go. It's hit doji several times. Just flatten it. Weird day, man. Really, really weird day. Okay, so this is kind of consolidating here. It almost looks like it may go bullish, but we'll see. It's just under that volume weighted average price, so it could flip around. Hopefully it does. Hopefully we see some form of trend moving. I don't care if it's going down or up. I just care that there's a trend, because that's honestly how we judge momentum. It's just having a trend of some kind. This looks like it's going to flip. Get the possible cross. TTM is kind of there, but see, look at that. Just no real market action that is that's very, very determinable. Just no obvious direction. Just pulling up this guy here. Okay, cool. Now we can monitor the comments easily. I gotta flip screens. I'm still learning with the streaming. Still learning all the tech. everything like that. Honestly, like there's some stuff that like I would love to test out different streaming softwares, and see, just like which ones are allow me the most customization, but also that are web based would be great instead of hardware, or I should say, instead of desktop based. Like OBS is cool, but it's desktop based, so it uses a ton of resources in order to actually use the software. So when you've got Thinkorswim using all these resources, you've got OBS using an insane amount of resources, and then you've got Tradeovate also using resources. It can just be a lot on your system. Okay, so it did reject that attempt at a bull run, and I say attempt at a bull run because the TTM did come back up. This thing's rejected VWAP now. One, two. I'm gonna call this a VWAP rejection here. This is 3, but all the indicators, everything is looking like it's almost about to switch. So it's just, like I said, just not obvious right now. We're at -1 on the TTM. Take a quick long here. Just looking for a test of the VWAP. Just the VWAP test, and you can see our sell order is like right at VWAP. Okay, there we go. We got that VWAP test, and got a little bit back in profit. I think that scalping maybe like 15 ticks is probably safer today, just because of the weird movement. Did get a flip on the TTM to the bullish side. 9 and 12 are in the proper direction. 26 going lower. Have to wait another minute for that. And the 35 is currently in a good position for a momentum run, if it ends up staying above the 26. So getting this 1 minute pullback here, this does look like it's going to turn bullish. The 50 still a ways from the 200. So having the 50 get near the 200, or crossover, I should say, that's the 50, this green line. You guys heard me talk about this in other videos, but this green line here flipping over, going above the red line here, that's cause for really, really big momentous movement. It's something I utilize in stocks and crypto. It's an incredibly powerful strategy for trading. Honestly, I may even set up some algorithmic traders to work with it on like crypto trading and whatnot, where it's just essentially if the 50 crosses over the 200, it automatically goes long, and then it just sells, on if it crosses back under. So, which usually can pull a few percentage profit points out of that. And vice versa. I could set it up as a short, but then, if you're going short, you always got to take margin. So, and let me know, guys, if you want me to do some videos on using like bots or algorithmic traders for cryptocurrency, because there's a lot of them available. I've used a lot of them in the past, so I have a pretty good amount of experience there. And you can see this is why I didn't go long at the VWAP. Normally, break through the VWAP would have been an indication of like a VWAP bounce strategy, but you can see like this thing's rejected the VWAP 4 different times now. I think eventually this thing's going to flip over and go back up, but I mean, we're sitting at that like 12.5, 12.6 level that it was hitting resistance with all week. And all week we were talking about that 12.5 level being a really important level. And you can see, the market doesn't know which direction it wants to go there. Okay. This really looks to me like we've got higher highs, or I should say we've got lower lows. And the highs are right around the same, just at the view up. So these lower lows, though, um, here I'll put it on a trend line so you can actually see it a little better. It's like that. You can see this line here. Let's make it be a different color, a little bit easier. This green line here, you can see this is almost acting as support. And when we actually get this cross right here, probably right around there, my guess is around 8 o'clock or so, we'll likely see a rip up, is my guess. Could be wrong. Could just be making things up like a store is out of school, whatever it is. But yeah. It's from Oh Brother Where Art Thou, by the way. Now, I don't mean to be telling stories out of school, but there's a man paying $10 singing to a can. Y'all learn I'm a bit of a movie buff, especially some of the 90s, 2000s, and maybe even 80s classics. I just kind of love a lot of those. Some of those movies are just so quotable, and this is not something that I see much these days. There's a few of them, few of the newer movies that I've seen that have been really quotable. The Lovebirds was a really good one. I really enjoyed that one, especially the "Don't piss down my back and call it rain." I thought that was hilarious. Wow, just no trend. Like when all the price action is just right around the volume and average price. It's really just indicative that the market just hasn't decided which direction it wants to go, whether it's going up or down. So we got 3 people viewing. So first off, I want to thank all 3 of you. Thank you very much. You guys are the reasons why I do this. My hope is that I'll be able to provide enough value to you guys, and maybe you guys will share it with your friends. I know we're sitting down almost $2,000 today, but if you look at our earlier streams, we had days where we're up $1,200, ended up $500. Another day we ended up $250. So we've had plenty of green days this week. We're making quite a few $1,000 in a day sometimes. My biggest day trading futures was around 5,000. It was like 4,800, I think it was. Was my biggest day trading futures. I really love futures just because the profit potential is pretty unlimited, and if you can really solidify your strategy and know where you're going with things and trade with the trends, you can really have really solid days. Probably should have taken a long there. I was considering it. After these sort of like these big red candles, there's a really high opportunity or really high chance that you're gonna see like a rip back up because it's shorts covering. It's almost like a micro short squeeze, if you will. Zoom in here. Obviously, the 912 and 26 all fell back down, and that TTM didn't form. So I should have long or shorted earlier. We got in late. All right, still got our $150 back on that one. So we're bringing it back. We're getting it back little by little. Yeah, it's really difficult to know which direction it's going to go because look at that. All like it just got all bought back up. Like the trend almost forms and then it switches, and then it almost forms again and then it switches. So don't really know if we're going to get a trend play out here anytime soon. I still kind of think that idea though about around 8 o'clock or so we might go bullish. if we keep getting these sort of higher lows where it's kind of going in that um, where that it's like ascending support. Let's see. Let's go on a little bit. Let's grab. I like this track. Just like the beat. It kind of just like keeps me going. Oh, okay. Well, I already got it on my playlist, so there you have it. Hey, what's up? How you doing, Douglas? Good to. Oh, I'm sorry. I said Douglas. Your icon looks like another person. Yeah, happy Friday, bud. It is very good to see you. I'm trying to find a better way to like manage the stream. Like I'm trying to find a much better way to manage without like having to switch between windows and everything like that. I think it might just need another monitor, honestly. I only got one monitor that I'm working with, but maybe I need to grab another. Hey, we got 4 people watching. Thank you so much. Hey, if everybody would do me a favor and just like the video, I mean that'd be awesome, dude. I mean, like, just we're trying to grow this. We're I know it's slow and steady growth, but I mean that's if we can just get some likes and some subscribes, this kind of things just really help the channel grow. Okay, we are popping up here a little bit. I might take a quick long. I think I should have gotten a little earlier. Might get another test here, the volume weighted average price. Okay, so that's 150 back. You can see we dug ourselves a nice little hole to dig ourselves out of. So I don't know if I should go like 30. It's a little aggressive, but go long right here. You bought 8 shares of Snap? That's awesome, dude. How's the trade going? All right, there we go. We just made $500 back on that, and we're getting that kind of that trend that I was looking for there.
Order filled.
Okay, we're in 2 contracts on our evaluation here. Good for continuation. Come on. Cutting it.
Order filled.
Still up on our evaluation, not by much, only by 35, but should have kept it.
Order filled.
Trying to get back in.
Order filled.
Okay, we made all that back. Now we're up 136 on our eval. Whoa, look at that candle.
Order filled.
Back in.
Order filled.
And just lost it. I ended up $18 down from what we were. I'm going to switch to like 10 ticks and see if we can be a little more conservative with it. Kind of getting that trend reversal a little bit. We're up above the 200. Let's go back here. I just want to see this part real fast. We did make it above the 200 right there. This is looking far more bullish to me now, though. Okay. So we're in another position here. This is kind of a critical point. A 1 minute candle to make a new high, meaning breaking over this like 1261 range, would really give us the actual trend that we're looking for. We've got green on the TTM turning bullish. This little green dot here indicates a buy marker in order to go long or short, depending on which direction. Usually it's for long is actually how I have this set up. The 9 and 12 are pretty spaced out. That's what we want to see in order to indicate momentum. The 35 is above the 26. That's strong for momentum. The last thing we need is this 50 above the 200, and this thing should rocket up. I probably should have been a little bit more conservative on my evaluation, but it's okay. We're still in profit, but not by much. And I think we're slightly red on the day, but still in profit on the margin itself. Yeah, we're red almost $200, 196. Feel free to like the video, subscribe if you're not already. So I was saying about 8 o'clock or so is when I think that we might get this bullish move. And I still kind of stand by that. It looks like it's going to go this direction, but we got this pullback to the view up. It's rejected this momentum a couple of times, so I'm hesitant to go real aggressive on like our evaluation. But yeah, this is where we're at. Yeah, you think we have the same? Yes, Costco. That's where I got this. It's a DPS chair, man. This chair is actually really awesome. I had a couple of office chairs over the years, and they all kind of fell apart. I even spent like a couple $100 on one that I thought was going to be like the one, like the life chair, and it still fell apart. And I was really disappointed in it. It only lasted about like a year and a half or something like that. And I've had this one now for almost 3 years, and it's still in perfect shape. So it's probably been actually my favorite computer chair that I've bought in over the last decade. And not like I'm buying computer chairs or anything like that, but I mean, that's kind of been my hope for a long time, is just that I could get like a nice leathery chair that will just last me for a really, really long time. And I just haven't been able to find it. And this is the first one I found that has lasted. What time is it? So 7:59. So we're getting close, but it's just not there yet, And you can see, look at this. It's even beginning to turn around again. It's almost like they're like market makers are like, okay, let's fake him out. Let's go for the getting him hyped up like it's gonna be bullish. We just lost $1,000 in that trade. Really should have cut that so much sooner. This share's unbreakable. Yeah, I actually ended up buying 3 of them. So basically, we have 3 users, and just got everybody the same chair, because it's just like I used this one for like a year, And I was like, this one's actually really awesome. I got mine. Gratefully, I got mine before all the inflation happened, and everything's like 30% more. But so I got mine like on sale on like some Black Friday deal. Like I think like 2020, like the very first year of COVID. Maybe it was 2019. I think it might have been 2019 that I got this thing. And COVID happened like right after. Look at that rejection. So we worked our way back up, you know, to being only down like $1,000 and then lost $1,000 in the trade. Just because it, like, the one reason why I held it was because I was looking for it to bounce off VWAP and it just didn't. Like it just sold right on through. Like even this right here, like, is this gonna go, bullish again, or is it gonna go bearish? Trying to monitor the comments on my iPad, because flipping back and forth is just like not what I want to do. I want to get it to where like I've got like a whole system to where I've got like comments like being viewed and monitored and stuff like that. Then I could stay on my trading software and not have to switch back and forth between anything. That's really what I'd love to do. But I haven't quite found a way to do it. So I could do it like with OBS, but like I said, OBS uses so much resources on my computer that it just makes it almost unusable sometimes. And you really need to like edit a ton of the settings. So it's a fully featured software, but it's a little too rich, maybe. So I like the web-based, the browser-based softwares like I'm currently using right now, because it makes it so that my computer runs way smoother. But at the same time, you lose some of the functionality of it. You picked up some cushions on Amazon. Yeah, I've actually been pretty happy with the overall comfort and quality of it. So here's that 8 o'clock marker that I was looking at, and let's see what happens with it. So this is the ascending support line here that we had drawn in. I think if we continue to break down below this, then our trend might shift. But right now we're like right at it. You see. I wonder if I can extend this. Yeah, let's extend this out some. Look at that, breaking below that ascending support. If we get another red candle, then yeah, I think we might switch. I just need for this thing to choose a trend. Right now it's just going sideways. So I should have gone short earlier. Made a few bucks on that one. There we go. Okay. We did choose a trend. We went bearish. A big red candle, so I'm not going to get in because might have people cover here. Getting in now, actually, because they didn't cover out that one. Okay, that's some money back.
Order filled.
Oh,
Order filled.
just lost pretty bad on that one, actually. Tried to take one in my evaluation, but then, people started covering. Probably should have been so aggressive just because, yeah. How many reds have we had? Well, I was right about the 8 o'clock mark. The direction. In terms of choosing a trend, though, it did choose one right around 803. And the trend looks bearish. A little bit more. So if we get like a green candle and then we get a red candle that actually drops below this green, that'll be another bearish move. It's basically just the same strategies flipped over on themselves. So it's the same strategy you would use to go long, you just flipping it over and going short. It looks like it might have a few green candles in it. Maybe not. Let's see. Okay, it was like 50 back. And these green candles make sense because after that big of red, you're gonna have people cover. I try not to trade against the trend though. So like if like this trend is beginning to be, I was gonna say very clearly, but it's not very clear. But it's beginning to be bearish. Quick 50 back. Down, down, wow, wow.
Order filled.
Go down. Down, down. Son of
Order
a...
filled.
Okay, well, we got to be really, really, really careful in our evaluation now because we're very close to failing. I took a quick short on there, hoping to just get 5 ticks, and it only went down like 3 ticks and then came back. So yeah, just a weird day, man. Hey, what's up, Spacula? Do I need to trade a certain account every day in the week in order? Here, I'm gonna switch over to my thing here. Let's go here. Boom. Do I need to trade a certain account every day, a week, in order to... What happened? Wow, I don't want that. In order to get funded, or is it just based on percentages by a certain deadline? So yes, you do need to trade the same account every week, and the account that you're trading is the one that you sign up for in Elite Trader Funding, puts you on like Trade of 8, and basically through that process, you're going to trade that one account on that one evaluation. You actually have 20 accounts on your Elite Trader Funding login, and you can basically be doing 20 evaluations at one time. But you have to trade that one evaluation, i.e. that one account, 10 trading days, and earn, for the one that I'm doing, 2,000. $2,000 in profit. So that's how that goes. And if you guys want to check out Elite Trader Funding, that's the one that I'm personally using to earn my funding. And y'all can check it out right here, elitetraderfunding.com. I actually have a link in the description. It's an affiliate link. You guys can use it to support the channel. And also, I think you actually get some off when you sign up. But they've got a bunch of different evaluation styles. They've got one-step evaluations. This means that you literally just trade this one step. You go through it. If you get funded, or if you pass the evaluation, they've got a 10K. You can earn 10K, 25K, 50, all the way up to 300,000. So you can earn up to 300K in funding availability to you, and basically as you go along and pass those evaluations, you'll unlock these this amount of funding, and they have an 80-20 profit split, and they're regulated by Chicago Mercantile Exchange, all those things. The 80-20 profit split, you actually get to keep 100% of your first $12,500 in profit. So this is by far the one that I've personally found that I really like, and I looked at a lot of them, and a lot of them are kind of, in my opinion, a little overly expensive for what else is out there. But I really like the static one, where essentially, like, whatever you develop up past that, there's just a static drawdown. Essentially, like, if you were to drop down to a loss of more than X amount of dollars from your original base account balance, that's when you fail. But anything that you build up past that, I mean, you could have if you earn $10,000, you've got a $10,000 window now, as opposed to a lot of the other ones where the drawdown actually moves up as you make more profit. So you could make 100 grand in some of these, and still, if you lose $2,000, you're out. And so that's not something that I absolutely love. And your Snap trade is still red at the moment. Let's take a look at Snap, and just see where we're at with Snap. So yeah, Snap is going real red. Wow, look at this. Snap all the way down at $10. Let's pull out on a 20-day. You see we have this one just really, really red day right here on Snap. What day was this? Let's go out to a 5-day. Oh, this was just yesterday. Wow. That's really huge. So Snap losing an insane amount. What happened to Snap? Hopefully $10 is the support level for Snap. I mean, I just think that, like, I guess my hope would be that at least for you. How do you say your name? Is it Abuchat? Abochat? 1050 average. That's not bad then. 1050 ain't bad. Yeah, 1050 really ain't bad. I mean, you're at 1014 on the low. What is it trading at now? 1020. Yeah, 1050 ain't bad. That's actually a pretty decent entry, honestly. And if you do eventually get to the point of where this 50 crosses over this 200, that's a really wide margin right there. But if this 50 crosses over the 200, that's pretty much what I've seen is pretty much always really, really bullish action, and contributes to a lot of momentum in terms of trading. So if you're long on it, let's see where we're at on TTM. 6.5. Current one is at 5. Previous was 6 and 7. But you did get this one here where it was almost a fake out. Right there is where it faked out at like 10:39. When you see the blue line here, the 35 cross over the 26, that's when I think the trend reversal will begin to happen. So it'll be a while yet, but I think that's what you're probably want to be looking for on Snap. Remove this one. Yeah, exactly. I think it's something that you definitely could end up holding for a while, and just really just kind of ride the trend. I mean, it seems like something that you absolutely could just hold for. I mean, even a couple of days, you could probably swing trade that thing. Oh, Adam Bosho. Oh, okay. I have a visual impairment, by the way. So in 2016, I got into a really, really horrible accident and I got a brain injury. So my occipital lobe was damaged along with my temporal lobe, and my frontal cortex essentially had major brain damage to a huge portion of my brain. Doctors told me that I actually was unable to speak. So if you ever hear me like kind of fumbling over words, or if you hear me like kind of get like a mush mouth thing where I'm the kind of like almost slurring my words, I was completely unable to speak. It sounded like I was drunk all the time, and my vision was completely distorted and everything like that. And then a couple of days later, I went completely blind, and I was blind for several years. So I acquired a lot of my vision back and a lot of my speech back through a lot of exercise and a lot of natural healing stuff that doctors told me that was impossible, and a lot of meditation and other aspects other elements that I used in order to get better. But doctors told me that it was pretty much impossible that I would ever see anything ever again. And so if I mess up your name, or have a difficult time reading it, or if you see me get in real close like that or something like that, it's because I'm trying to decipher text sometimes, because text does spin. So it's pretty crazy. Hey, I appreciate that very much. It was a very, very, very challenging time in my life. Prior to ever getting involved in trading, I mean, I've been trading crypto since like 2013, but not really actively, more or less just like buying it. And I would sell every now and then. Have had a couple of Bitcoins in my day. but, but yeah, around prior to getting into trading and everything like that, I actually had an online business. I actually been an entrepreneur for like 15 years, and so after that happened, I actually needed to get rid of my business, and it was that was probably one of the most heartbreaking aspects of it. Honestly, you would think that it would be the blindness and all the other health stuff, but it was actually like the blood, sweat, and tears that I had put into my business for several years, and had gotten it to a point to where it was a very healthy income, and having to walk away from that was probably one of the most challenging things that I had to do and had to come to the realization with, because I was still trying to run it after I was blind, and I was still trying to work with clients and everything, and people were really more focused on like, hey, are you good, like, are you healthy? And I'm like, I'm doing better, but I still have bills to pay. But and so that was probably one of the most challenging aspects of it. So when I walked away completely from my business toward the end of 2016, beginning of 2017, and made the decision to focus on my healing, It was really, really shocking too, like going through the medical system. I mean, I spent most of my life in the medical system. I actually spent a vast majority of my earlier years in the hospital up until I was like 12. I was in the hospital every other week for days or even weeks on end. I've been on life support. I don't even know how many times. Um, but going through it to in terms of brain injury stuff like that, the medicine aspect of brain injury in America is like 50 years behind. It was like the stuff that I was using, like the tests that they were giving me and whatnot said like copyright 1974. Like the stuff on there was all from like the 70s and early 80s. Like that was all the methods and things like that they were using. There's just so much more advancements in brain injury stuff in like brain injury medicine and philosophy that just doesn't seem to it hasn't seemed to quite made its way into the medical system yet. So that was what I used a lot in order to heal myself. So kind of a sideways day in the markets. I didn't mean to go off on the rant of my whole story, but as far as the NQ goes, like we're getting a turnaround on the TTM, but this I don't trust it. I don't trust this thing at all today. Um, Try taking a quick short, and it looks like it might go against us, but maybe not. We made it. Um, but yeah, guys, I'm probably gonna shut it down right there. I would say, um, on purpose too, from what I've uncovered, all the advancement, care, realizations. Here, I'm just gonna put it. That makes it bigger. I would say on purpose too. From what I've uncovered, all the advancements and realizations of ancient was get spiritual. Yeah, pretty much. I put a lot of effort in. I mean, I've always been kind of more of on the spiritual side of things, and a lot of that has to do with because, like I said, I spent about the first 12 years of my life in the hospital, and I've been on life support like a countless amount of times. Um, for those who don't know, I have like extremely life-threatening asthma. I used to have eczema incredibly bad, like so much so to where like um, I have parts of my body falling off. This is probably way too much information. But as far as the asthma portion of things go, I had some of the worst asthma in the United States. I mean, I've been seen by doctors that have literally flown in to come see me because my asthma was just so bad growing up, and there was very little preventative medicine for asthma growing up. That stuff kind of came later when I was like 13, 14, 15 years old, was where a lot of that preventative medicine came in. I mean, they basically were reactive to everything. It was kind of like, oh, you're having an asthma attack. Here is medication because you're already in distress. You're already having problems. And they tried a lot in order to focus on prevention, but nothing worked. So I pretty much had to spend a ton of my time inside up until I was like a teenager. And if I just the smallest little thing could send me to the hospital. So I've had my heart stop probably 5 times. And gratefully, these last 5 years or so, I've really, really found a lot of methods and a lot of things that I can do. And almost all of it is natural healing. And that's the only thing. So I haven't had to go to the hospital since 2016. And all of that, like everything that I've switched over to has all been like kind of natural healing, natural medicine stuff. So really, really weird in terms of just, I don't know, everything that I've dealt with, but it's okay. We're getting an actual trend, a real trend. Oh my gosh. Thank the stars. Let's 10-6. Up 70. Okay, so we made $100 back on that one. But yeah, like I said, guys, we'll probably shut it down right there. We've been streaming for almost an hour, and the NQ is finally starting to have a trend, but at this point, been on here for quite a bit and need to get off and do the rest of my day. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys for showing up. First off, it actually does mean a lot to me. We've only been streaming for a week, and in the time that we've been streaming, we've gotten hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of views, which is really cool. But a lot of people are viewing it after the stream, so and that could just be that people don't know that we're streaming. But check out Elite Trader Funding, guys. Elite Trader Funding is the program really that I'm using in order to get funded in trading and in get funded in futures. And Elite Trader Funding is super dope. You can actually get up to $300,000 in funding. They do an 80-20 split once you hit over 12,500, but you get to keep the first 12,500 of your income that you earn from them. And yeah, we're trying to get funded right now. We are working on earning funding with Elite Trader Funding, and these guys, one of the things that really stands out to me with them is that they have amazing customer service. I had some issues over the weekend, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I was asking them some questions over the weekend, sent them a message on Sunday. Dude responds back to me in like 10 minutes on a Sunday. And I was like, what? Like, I thought for sure these dudes would be like Monday through Friday kind of thing, during business hours. Dudes were getting back to me on a Sunday, and we actually had a full-on conversation. They resolved my issues immediately, answered all my questions immediately. I really didn't have any issues, just had questions. And they answered all of them immediately within, not that long, maybe 10 minutes. So I was really happy with that. To me, customer service and customer experience means pretty much everything, because it's really challenging today to find a company that is actually willing to work with you and actually willing to answer your questions. I know when I call into like my internet provider or my cell phone provider and stuff like that, like they make me wait on hold for like hours on end, and a lot of times they even just like be like, sorry, no representatives are available, and they hang up on you. Like, that's some crap, right? So these guys, they actually are there, actually helping. So check them out, guys, if you want to earn funding in futures trading. I've been really happy with it, and I'm going to recommend it to all my friends, recommending it so far to everybody, because I looked at a lot of funding programs, and Elite Trader Funding was the one that I personally decided on, and I personally felt was the best. So check them out, guys. There's a link in the description, as always. Also, what's also in the description is the opportunity to join my mailing list. We haven't started mailing yet, but we will start mailing next week, and we're going to talk about everything there, from natural healing to entrepreneurship. Like I said, I've been an entrepreneur for 15 years, to trading, to investment, all kinds of stuff. So you guys are definitely going to want to check that out. And lastly, if you guys want to get some free stocks, check out Webull. There's a link in the description below. I use Webull for day trading as well as Thinkorswim. I use them both because it gives me the ability to actually make more trades. So just trade more stocks. So that's why I use them. And you can also trade crypto there too. But if you sign up through my link below, you'll actually get 6 free stocks. Kind of crazy. So, all right, guys, with all that said, I'm going to jump off for the day. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and I hope your snap trade works out for you, because I actually think that you got a really good entry from where you're talking about 1050. I think that's a pretty great entry point. So I think that's there's definitely some opportunity there to see that run back up into the teens. So. All right, guys, with all that said, like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications, because we're going to be going live every day at 7:30, Monday through Friday, trading futures and working on earning funding in the futures market. All right, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next stream. Do all the things. Thank you so much, guys. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. If you liked the video, if you subscribed to the channel, if you even showed up here and just commented, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you. Every single one of you. All right. Peace.